Let's go ahead and talk about WWE Crown Jewel 2025. They were live in Perth, Australia tonight, and yeah, we kick off the show with the first match of the night. It was Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman at ringside in a Australian street fight. So yeah, we get to this match, and this match, it was a pretty good one. It was back and forth and everything. They had a bunch of weapons, like they had a stop sign, they had steel chairs and all that stuff, and they was doing pretty good up against each other, beating the hell out of each other. At one point, we actually see Bronson Reed running into a wedge steel chair in the corner, and then he gets hit with a Superman punch. He gets pinned. 1, 2, Bronson Reed barely kicks out at 2, but then Bronson Reed rolls out of the ring, and Roman Reigns spots him, and he's over there by the barricade. So Roman is about to spear him through the barricade. So Roman comes running up, about to spear Bronson Reed through the barricade, but instead, Braun Breaker pops out of nowhere, spearing Roman Reigns outside on the floor, laying him out. And then that's when Bronson Reed gets up, and then they both picked up Roman Reigns, hitting the Shield powerbomb onto Roman Reigns through the announce table, laying him out, and they're about to drag him back into the ring so Bronson Reed can beat him. But then all of a sudden we see Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, come running out there, making the save. They hit a double super kick onto Braun Breaker outside the ring, taking him out. They get into the ring, they start beating down Bronson Reed and all that, and they start hitting a couple of super kicks on him, laying him out. And then we see Breaker coming up, and he got hit with a couple of super kicks as well. And then we see the Usos hit the 1D onto Braun Breaker, laying him out. And then we see Jay climbing up the top turnbuckle, about to hit the Uso splash onto Braun Breaker. But then we see Braun Breaker getting back up, hitting a gutbuster onto Jey Uso, laying him out. And then outside the ring, we see Jimmy Uso. He gets speared through the barricade by Braun Breaker, getting laid out. And then we see Bronson Reed climbing up the top turnbuckle, about to hit the tsunami onto Jay. But then Roman quickly gets back into the ring, hitting a Superman punch onto Bronson Reed, laying him out, knocking him off the top turnbuckle and all. And then we see Roman hitting another Superman punch, and after that, he was setting up for another spear onto Bronson Reed, but through a table that was set up in the corner. But Bronson Reed catches him. He got him up on his shoulders, but then Roman knocks him off, gets off of his shoulders and all. And then we see Jey Uso come running up, trying to spear Bronson Reed, but then Bronson Reed moves out the way, and he accidentally spears Roman through the table in the corner, getting laid out. And then we see Braun Breaker getting back into the ring, spearing Jay, laying him out. And then that's when Bronson Reed climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with a tsunami onto Roman, pinning Roman for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Bronson Reed defeated Roman Reigns tonight in the Australian street fight. That's what happened there. Pretty good match, and Bronson Reed has been the second man to pin Roman Reigns in a singles match for the last couple of years. Yeah, Cody Rhodes is like the first one after the Tribal Chief run and all that stuff, and now Bronson Reed's like the second one. So yeah, that's pretty big for Bronson Reed, a big victory for him there. But yeah, Bronson Reed defeated Roman Reigns in the Australian street fight. It was a pretty damn good one. I'll give that match 3.5 stars. Actually, I'll give it 4 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good one, and Bronson Reed definitely needed the win. Pretty big for him. But yeah, Bronson Reed picked up the win tonight on Crown Jewel. And then after the Vision walks out, we see Roman Reigns all disappointed and upset with the Usos, and he was telling them that he loves them, but they should have stayed off his business like he told them to. So yeah, that's what he was saying there, and he walks out. And then Jay's all upset and everything because Roman being upset, and then Jay walks out on Jimmy. So yeah, that's what happened there. Crazy stuff there, but yeah, that's what happened. Pretty good stuff, though. But next, it will be Tiffany Stratton versus Stephanie Vaquer in a champion versus champion match up next on Crown Jewel. And we're going to be seeing more matches. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes in the main event. And a lot more stuff. John Cena versus AJ Styles. And Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus the Kabuki Warriors in a tag team match. So yeah, a lot more stuff to come later on tonight on Crown Jewel. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then.